Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 30. Thank you so much for coming. There's only two of us today. I'm your host, Agreener. This is our guest, Mister Wrecked, the man, the myth, the legend himself. How you doing?
Hello, I am doing well, and yourself?
Oh, I can't complain. I got a bit of a cough, so I apologize to any audio listeners or video watchers. If I cough in your ear, I'll try to keep it low, but I'll do my best. Okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff to cover this week, obviously, with the final shape. I guess I almost said reveal, but it was. They called it something else, and my brain's not working. The thing on the 22nd.
The showcase?
Showcase, that's the word. Thank you so much. With the final shape showcase, the launch of the new season, season of The Witch, and then just a couple little articles, which are mainly have to do with the recap and season of The Witch. So we will start with our basic stuff, but I am going to suspect that you've probably been focusing on Destiny for most of the week. Maybe? Possibly?
Well, until today.
What'd you do?
That is true.
What'd you do today?
Armor Core 6 Rubicon.
Is that out?
Released last night. Yeah, released last night. I've been playing it today, and it is it's not Armored Core if you're a fan of the old games, but it's better in my opinion. It is. It feels a lot more like a Souls game than an old Armored Core game, which I like. The controls are very fluid. They're very dynamic. It feels very good to play, at least on controller. I haven't tried playing it on mouse and keyboard. And it looks very nice. So I'm having a good time with it so far, even if I'm absolutely terrible at it at the moment.
Cool. I've been thinking about trying it just because it's from FromSoft. I was never a huge fan of the Armored Core series before that, but they're really good developers. So, but I don't know. I might not because I'm still playing Baldur's Gate 3. Starfield's coming up. We got the raid, day one raid coming up.
Yeah, that's Crota. That'll be a couple hours, and you'll be like, "What do I do with the rest of my afternoon?"
New season of Destiny. I don't know, man. They said it's gonna be harder and than Ron, and I'm real bad at the game, so it might not just be a couple hours. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So for me, really, I just mentioned what I've been doing. A little bit of Baldur's Gate. I've been playing Season of the Witch. Getting hyped up for Starfield, watching Gamescom coverage. It's all pretty okay. Nothing too crazy. I saw today that somebody in Discord said the first 43 minutes of Starfield was leaked, and I laughed about it. I was like, okay, so nothing, because there's probably not much going on. Like, I mean, have you played a Bethesda game? The first 2 hours, usually. Not much going on. But then right before I got on the podcast, I read on Twitter that they arrested that guy and Bethesda is pressing hard charges.
Oh.
Yeah. Whoever leaked it. They are not happy. They are not happy. So he was arrested not long ago. So we'll see what comes from that. Guy might have fucked himself pretty hard. Probably just for some clicks. Things people do nowadays.
Internet clout. Yep.
Yeah. A little internet clout. Exactly. So, I mean, all right. Okay. So, I mean, other than that, I'm building a fence on my yard. So that's been taking up some of my time as well. That's fun. Not game related. Oh, yeah. Just thought I'd mention it.
A wooden fence or a block fence? Or a chain link fence?
A wooden fence. What's a block fence?
All right. Cinder blocks. Jesus. Concrete.
Who builds do people build cinder block fences?
Yeah. Yeah. My whole neighborhood. Developments like mine, all the yards are walled off with cinder block. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Expecting a war. That's crazy. All right, whatever. All good. That sounds intense, though. Anyway, no, just a wall, 8-foot fence. We used to have one there, but it was getting old and it got damaged a little bit this winter and this spring because there was some construction at the neighbor's house. We weren't too worried about it because we were going to tear it down and put up a new one anyway, so we didn't make a big deal. We just ripped it down, and it actually took a while to get somebody to come in and dig the holes for the posts, which is why it's happening now. I thought about doing it myself, but I mean, I probably could have. It's a funny story. I started at this end, which is close to a tree, and the roots like stopped me from getting any deeper. Probably just like a handheld auger.
Yeah.
And then I tried another hole that wasn't much further away from the tree, and it was too hard. So I was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do this. Fuck it. I'll hire someone to do it." And they came in and they started at the other end. They brought in a great big machine with the big auger on it. And they came in and started at the other end. They were going, doing great. Boom, 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 boom. They were like, oh, this is no problem. No rocks, nothing. We're doing great. Getting down to 4 feet, which is where we wanted to go. And then they got to where my 2 holes were. And it took them like 30 minutes to do the second one that I had done. And they're like, oh, this is the first problem we ran into. And then the last one, which was the first one that I did, they couldn't even get down 2 feet. And they're like, no, not possible. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, fuck. If I just started at the other end, I probably could have got most of it done.
Yeah.
But I'm stupid, and I'm not very handy, so I don't think like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's there now. We're starting to put the posts up. Huge posts. I feel like I had a 7-foot fence before with 4x4 as the posts. We put 6x6 in. It's at 8 feet tall. It feels enormous.
Yeah.
But it's getting done. Slow and steady. All right. Well, we won't take up half an hour of your time like we did last week when we talked about it was mostly Star Citizen for the first 30 minutes.
Indeed.
So we'll get right into Destiny and all the stuff that came out this week. We might as well start with just Season of the Witch. Straightforward. It's out. And I haven't played a lot of it, but I've put in a couple hours. I kind of understand the concept, what they're going for, how it's a little bit different seasonal model. And I gotta say, I know this is probably most people don't care too much, but I don't know why, but like when I first booted it up and they did like that cutscene, like explaining what the season's gonna be about, and like it came up, Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
That felt so good to me. I don't know why. Have they done that before? Or is this the first time?
I don't know if they've put exactly that kind of thing up before. Mostly for like the DLCs, but
I feel like most of the time when we've gotten a season, it's like you're put right into like a mission space.
Yeah.
Where they explain to you what's going on, and then there's no like title screen thing. I don't know why. If I liked it a lot. I was like, oh, this feels like something special. I don't know. It got me right into it, and I started playing it. And the narrative, how it was being carried along, I enjoyed it. I was listening to it. That was neat. Obviously, you know, the big, I guess not surprise reveal. Like, it would have been cool if they didn't show the whole Eris Hive like transformation in the trailer. But I guess they wanted to get people excited because that would have been like a holy fuck me moment. At least for me. But I already knew it was coming. So that was really... but it was still good. Still cool narrative. Amaru. Good character. Is it a different voice actor? He sounds different.
I don't know.
Okay.
I still don't like the voice actor for it. I don't like the whole noir thing they went with those ghosts.
I feel like I had no issue with him or them or whatever it is when they were doing the patrols in the Throne World. Like, he was the voice of most of them. But for some reason, like, I don't like this one as much. That's why I wondered if it was the same voice actor. It sounds different.
When I hear him, what I picture in my head is still like a 5'7", like overweight, in his like early 50s, plumber at your house with slightly dirty clothes and his ass crack just hanging out of his pants. That's what I get. That's what I get when I hear him, and I'm like, I have a hard time getting that image out of my head, but then I have to reconcile that he's the ghost for Savathun, like the hive god of deceit, and I'm like, maybe this plumber I'm thinking is just like the long con, right? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Spawn comic books, but there's this character called Violator in the Spawn comic books that is like this demon, but on Earth takes the form of this little fat evil clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he's gonna be more sinister later, but right now I'm like, at least Savathun can get her pipes worked on. I mean, you know what I mean.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I thought, I said this on a recent podcast. I had no idea the voice from the patrols on the throne world was Savathun's ghost. I just thought it was some hive general or some shit. So he always seemed like a little badass to me through what limited interaction we had, but we had that cutscene at the beginning that I was talking about earlier, and he seemed fine there for me. His voice was a little off. That's when it really, I was like, is this the same actor? But when you grabbed him at the end of the first mission and he like whimpered, like that didn't feel. It like ruined that whole machismo or whatever that some people might felt like that he even had, whether or not you did or not. Because he's just like, you still need me. I would have just fucking crushed him right there. And
at that moment, I was just saying to my screen, crush him, crush him,
crush him,
crush him,
yeah,
just crush him.
Just crush him. Problem solved. Savathun's never coming back. I don't care. We'll find another way to get to the witness. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
No.
Anyway,
right.
He had a funny line in the first mission, though, where I forget who was saying it, but they were like, Savathun is planned for everything, blah, 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 blah. They knew the path that we were going to take, and he's like, chill. She just made a few recordings just in case. Like, you're reading way too deep into it. I chuckled at it. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I don't know. That was Eris, I think, was saying that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, calm down, lady. Okay, so beyond that, I did... so I haven't done a lot of that seasonal stuff, I guess. So I don't know how repetitive it's going to be, so I can't speak to that quite yet. But the extra bonus power stuff that we've been getting every season, which, it was like a vendor reward for a long time, and then they spinned it into challenges last season.
Yeah.
And said everything was going to be different. That's all like in card form this season. And I mean, I've only unlocked like 4 or 5 of the cards, but I think it's different enough, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of them, and I know I got one that was just like, your next engram is going to be a red border. And I'm like, man, fuck,
yeah,
you fucking piece of shit. But the few of them, probably the ones that has locks on them and stuff, are probably bigger bonuses and rewards. I thought it was something interesting. It's something different. I don't know how the whole seasonal system works with the cards quite yet. They talked about deck building similarities.
Well, so there's 3 types of cards.
Yeah.
Right? There's your major cards and your minor cards.
Yeah.
All right. They're all opaque cards at first, right? They're cards you haven't revealed yet. You'll find them as you do seasonal activities, and some of them are sitting out in the world. Yada yada yada. The major cards are the bonuses that you can get during Southern Spire, and the Altar of Summoning activities, right? So every time you go into one of the encounters in there, it'll draw one of the bonuses that you have set up in your deck, right? The minor cards are either like your seasonal vendor your seasonal vendor upgrades, like you can do a deep sight for your first, focus every week or whatever, or they're just flat out rewards, and they're like I've gotten a couple of the ones that are like enhancement cores, and they're 20 enhancement cores a pop. There's some that are for prisms, there's some that are for exotic engrams and other stuff like that. So they're going to be time gated. Like the major cards are going to be time gated. You're not going to be able to unlock a certain number of them every week. You have to have 5 of them unlocked in order to start doing the deck building stuff, or to even have your deck.
Okay, that's why I haven't seen it
yet. So there's 5 available right now. After that, after you get more unlocked, if you win that altar area, the area by the lectern and the vendor, if you turn around, you're going to see like the images with little fires underneath, 5 of them. That's your deck. So once you have more than 5, you'll be able to go turn the fire off on one and turn a fire on another.
Build your
to
deck.
Set the pool of bonuses. Yeah, build your deck. And then every encounter, one of those cards is drawn for you at random, and that's the bonus you get for that encounter. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting. I like it. I know I like to hate on Destiny in these talks, but this I think is pretty cool. It's a little complicated when you first get into it, but once you grok what's going on, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, like when I was coming in this conversation, like I didn't fully grasp the idea of what they're going for yet, but it's just because I haven't gotten far enough into it to be able to do that. So that does sound interesting. It sounds fun. It sounds different enough. Like they said, they're going to be experimenting with seasonal stuff, but then there's more showcase stuff we got to talk about with the whole episode thing anyway. So who knows?
Have you done the 2 seasonal activities in the wild, or just the ones from the mission?
Just the ones from the mission.
Okay.
Are they much different?
Well, once you get into the spires are pretty much what you get is what they are, right? Mm-hmm. The thing I hope that they do with the spire, there's a bunch of secrets in the spire area.
Yeah.
Like secret chests.
Somebody was unlocking them for me.
Things interactive, yeah.
In my mission.
Hopefully they change those up week to week for a few weeks so you can do more things. We still don't know, for instance, what the runes above the portals mean, because it seems like you can go through whatever portal you want to and you'll still get to the end. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I was going through the ones that that matched at the beginning.
Yeah.
There was the ones we chose, and so I just always went through those ones because they always existed.
I can't tell if it does anything or not yet, but if you go through ones that are completely wrong, you still wind up in the same spot. I suspect it has something to do with that last room after that, where there's the 3 portals and one of them turns on to take you to the last encounter, but we don't know for sure.
I gotta yeah, okay, all right, cool.
What are you gonna say?
Well, I mean, there was a chest right before that room. I just assume maybe the portal stuff unlocked it.
There's some things you got to shoot with
somebody
a
else
element weapon.
All right, someone else unlocked it then.
So there's 2 secret chests you can get per account per week to get some extra drops. The summoning, the Altar of Summoning is it's very reminiscent of Court of Oryx. I don't know if you ever did that activity in Destiny 1, where there are certain encounters that will get triggered, and you can set the difficulty by putting in the right offering. It's the same basic idea. I will say that like the highest difficulty, the strongest offering that gives you the best rewards, holy jeez, it is, the difficulty ramps up. It might just be because it's attrition this week as a modifier, and attrition always makes things more difficult. But it's very easy, even with a 10 Resilience Guardian, just to get 1 shot in that right now. So
that's fun.
I do worry that it's going to get repetitive by the end of the season, but I think that's probably the nature of seasonal activities in general. You know?
Yeah, really, we can't expect them to come up with fucking. Honestly, in 3 months, I don't know, something that changes every single you can't do it. It's not.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
not
people
possible.
will say, we'll talk about Season of the Plunder and say how bad Catch Crash was, but Catch Crash was fun the first few times you did it. It's not until it got real repetitive that it got boring.
It did after a while though, but yeah, and it's funny because people say what was the best seasonal content, and I guarantee 90 or seasonal activity, and 90% of people will say menagerie, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not that high, but I mean, Catch Crash was, it had its similarities, right? You would only do certain things, not quite
Yeah.
the same, but there was only four room. Was there three rooms or four rooms?
There were 3 encounters.
Okay, and you only did two, and it was a different order each time. So I mean, obviously not as much, but it was all the same kind of concept. There was, in Menagerie, there was how many ever encounters there were, and then you would only do a certain amount of them in a certain. Anyway, same basic concept, not the same idea. So I just thought it was funny that you brought that up as a good activity when it's the only one, it was similar to
Well, there is another similarity in that, Menagerie, you could tailor the loot you wanted, which is, I think, one of the strong, one of the reasons why people liked it so much. But you also could get a lot of loot out of it, right? Because of I don't know if it was actually a bug or if it was just Bungie giving players a way to get more loot, but being able to get multiple drops from that felt good. If you're doing the level 2 altars of summoning or higher, and you do that all the way through, it just vomits loot on you. You just get a ton of loot, and of course, when you get a ton of loot in a loot game, it always feels good, even if the loot is not always great.
Yeah,
But
I could care less sometimes what I get, but when I see all those little squares pop up, I get like 12. Like I do Nightfalls and stuff way more than I did 2 or 3 seasons ago before they upped the reward counter.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need most of that stuff, but I like it. I love getting it. I don't know, just a thing, I guess. I suppose it's weird, but just the way it is. I'm a big fan of lots of loot. So yeah, if it vomits loot on me, it makes me happy. I'll do it. I'll do it again and again and again, and over again. So, Season of the Witch. So I think there hasn't been. I haven't seen a ton of negativity online about it yet. So that's good. We'll wait till season 5 or week 5, and we'll see where we're at that point. But next week we have Crota's End coming. So that's good. A new raid. I know. Well, a reprised raid, but a new raid for Destiny 2. That usually brings a lot of people in. People are pretty happy with raids. They like raids.
Yeah. I heard. I was reading a quote leak that says the new exotic is called loose Ethernet cable. Because back in the day, the way to beat Crota was to just unplug that Ethernet cable. Of course, Bungie takes a more dim view of any of that net limiting nonsense these days, but
I'm sure if that was a big thing, they must have fixed it for this launch.
Yeah.
I hope. Maybe. We'll see, I suppose. Could be interesting. Anyway, so that's exciting. Day 1, starting on Friday. If you don't know, that's September 1. I'm pretty sure I have a team that's starting it, and I've applied to be in Twitch Rivals again, so we'll likely be streaming it, and you'll be able to earn an emblem by watching. How exciting.
I also went ahead and got a team this time rather than unlike last time. I'll probably be streaming it as well. So we'll see if that works out.
Cool. Go apply to be part of Twitch Rivals.
Can you do that if you're not even an affiliate? I don't think so.
You need to be an affiliate. I just assumed you were.
I'm not even an affiliate.
All right, we need to get together and make Wrecked an affiliate, guys. Come on. What the fuck? Why are you guys being bullies? I just realized I probably still have... Oh, no, I don't. That's good. I thought I might have had my sound alert still on. I'm double checking now that I said that.
Here comes a vodka catastrophe.
No.
All right.
Oh, it wouldn't be good. Okay, so yes, Crota's End, it's coming. Day one. If you're in the community or you're looking for a day one raid team, we have in our Discord, we have a day one raid LFG channel. Go check it out. There might be some people looking for a day one raid team. It's in the raid section, really straightforward. And if you're not in our Discord, shroudedgaming.com/Discord. Hop in, grab yourself a team. That's really it. So I'm excited. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I have a different team than last time. Unfortunately, a couple of my teammates from the Ron day one are traveling right in the middle of it, and everyone else isn't able to start until there's only 17 hours left. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So Fallacy had a few weeks ago had already invited me to one, and I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna go with the people that I did last time. But there was still a spot available, ironically, so I was like, yeah, maybe I will go with you. And he was like, cool. And then he brought me into their like little group chat, and then like I was like, we doing everything right, this, and we're starting right at launch. And then they were all like, nah. And I'm like, ah, man. Anyway, so Fallacy took initiative, and it's like, all right, fine, we'll find some more people. And started another group chat, and so now we've got, I think, 6 committed people to start right at the beginning, and we're gonna go ham, hopefully.
He tried to recruit me into that squad.
Okay. I don't know if any of the people in the squad are any good, but we'll see. I haven't played with most of them. I play with Fallacy. He's obsessed with Chaos Reach, so that's probably not a good thing. Not This Way, Officer and Souls. Don't really know much about his playstyle. Tacos, Devil's Admin. I mean, I assume he's okay. Biggie, he's probably not good. Just kidding. And Cookie, I know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, could be a rough one. Could be a rough one. But I needed a team just because I saw
Somebody could get banned.
I mean, Cookie was in my day one King's Fall and didn't get banned. So. And we didn't do it. So actually, that was the raid that me and Episode got into it because he was being a fucking asshole.
I'm not sending negative energy your way, but I have it on good authority that Reaper has made it his mission to get as many SGC people through that raid for the first 48 as he possibly can. So if it doesn't work out with your team and you have to ban half of them, there's still options.
All right. Sounds good. Either way, we're going to be streaming it for a while, so if you want that emblem, roll on in. Feel free to watch. Give us some view hours, all that jazz. Fun stuff. I don't even know what the emblem is. I looked at it earlier. It's pretty boring.
I haven't looked at any of it. I am very excited that they brought back the Age of Triumph armor. I find it kind of weird that they just made it like the raid armor, but I'm not going to complain. It'll just make it easier to get a set.
Yeah, well, that's what I know. You had been talking about it a couple times, as far as I know. Unless it was someone else, but you said Crota's fine as long as they bring back the armor, and yeah, I saw that trending on Twitter once they revealed Crota's End, and they were wearing the armor in the trailer, so that was nice. I was like, oh look, Wrecked will be happy. Anyway,
indeed.
I'm always excited for a new raid. It's good for the community. It's good for recruitment. It's good for interaction between members, and usually pumps up playtime by a lot. which we're already seeing a huge increase for Season of the Witch, by the way. In the first couple days, we've already increased our playtime by over 500,000 minutes over the same period last week. So that's pretty good considering it was only 800,000 minutes in the 7 days prior to that. So basically, in the first half of the week, we've almost doubled that. So it's really cool. Good to see people back. We're getting it for 2 million. 2 million. I think that's a pretty good indicator that people are back and pretty happy with the game at the moment. Well, I don't know about that. Let's not take it too far, shall we? Okay. So that's Season of the Witch. That's day one, Crota's End. I guess we didn't talk too much about. They said something. I don't know. There was like a tweet or something
About the difficulty.
Yeah. About.
Yeah. All right. So they are for contest mode. They clarified that the light level to be at and not be underpowered is 1790. So almost, I think, pretty much everybody, if you're a regular Destiny player, you should be able to hit that without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Enemy density is going to be higher than in the raid outside of contest mode. There are going to be more enemies with shields than there would be outside of contest mode. And the enemy AI is going to be significantly more aggressive. So they're really trying to lean into the idea that it's not going to be a cakewalk like Ron was. But this is not something where I am willing to really give Destiny the benefit of the doubt. I know Joe said they want the raid race to be like a showcase for veteran players, but I really suspect what it's ultimately going to turn into is let's get as many people, the opportunity to earn that raid emblem as possible, right? Which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, obviously. I don't like gatekeeping things if I can avoid
it. Anyway, I guess we'll see. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm interested to see the change. Well, I guess I won't even know the changes of mechanics, to be completely honest. I never played Crota's End in D1. But from what I've heard, a lot of people are saying, I'd rather have Wrath of the Machine because Crota was more like a dungeon. It wasn't that difficult, blah, 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 blah. So hopefully they change it up enough so it's actually hard. Or at least feels more like a raid.
Yeah. And if they haven't changed much of the visuals, Crota will feel like Baby King's Fall. But I think it'll still be good. There are a couple of scenes in there from D1 that are pretty impactful and pretty interesting. Might make you go a little blind if you're not careful. Your screen might be very, very white, but
okay.
Probably will be a good time.
All right. Well, I'm excited. So that's about Season of the Witch. I think we're done talking about that for now. Probably more on that next week. Once we've played a little bit more of it. And, I just realized, I'll be raiding on Friday, probably. Might have to reschedule this next week.
We could do it on Thursday.
Do it during the day one. Could you imagine? Anyway, no. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into This Week in Destiny. There's a lot of stuff about the showcase in here and the final shape, so that's good because we're going to go over that. And we'll just talk about it as we get to it. Oh my gosh, so much diff. I guess we never talked about the... Well, we'll get to it down here because they're talking about the aspects. All right, so TLDR for this week, Destiny 2 Showcase. Boom. Guidance for Maui update. Calling all creators. That's content creator stuff. Feeling nostalgic for older seasons. Probably the videos or the missions. Yeah. Future quests. Blah blah blah. The new strand aspects. World's first rundown. New emblems. And okay, so I guess first they did the Destiny 2, the final shape, showcase on the 22nd. So that was this Tuesday. And they showed off what we're going to be doing in the final shape. And not much of the... Well, probably a lot. Who knows? They showed us off the area that really opens up, I guess, after you finish the campaign, which is cool. It reminds me of Forsaken Dreaming City. I know it was a completely new patrol zone, but hopefully hopefully it has that feeling.
Quote, patrol zone. Because it's not the same kind of zone as we're used to. It's going to be a linear zone that you progress to as you go through the story, right?
Yeah, this is a linear zone you progress through, but it opens up when you finish it. That's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. So that's why I said it kind of reminded me of Forsaken, because, we did the whole Tangled Shore, and then that opened into the Dreaming City. It's probably not the same thing, because they were two separate patrol zones. But it excites me in a way that, it's like, okay, here's this thing, and then you get this new thing when you're done, when it's after. Anyway, it's called the Pale Heart. It was a lot of interesting information about being inside a Traveler. There was a lot of D1 references in places we've been. There was a lot of shots of the Vault of Glass. I don't know what that has to pertain to. There was a lot of shots of the D1 Tower. A lot of shots of places we've been to before, but like looking different, being inside the Traveler, the Pale Heart. They didn't really get into Cade being alive, but he was in a bunch of the trailer stuff, or why he's alive, or why he's in there. But he's there, so that was nice. They talked about a new supers for all of the light subclasses. Well, sorry. All the light classes, whatever they are. And they talked about new enemies. So out of, I guess we'll talk about the supers really quick. That Titan super looks fucking cool.
It's nice that it's not punching.
No, it's throwing. And then chopping. So I thought it was really neat. You get your 3 axes, you throw them, they go into the ground wherever they are, and then anybody on the fire team can just pick those up and start whacking the shit out of people. So, very interesting. Very cool, I think, in my opinion. Something different than we've seen out of supers, and I guess it depends on how strong that axe is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It could be amazing. All right, we were talking about the supers. So the next one was the Warlock one, which is just basically an overpowered Warlock. All their abilities get overpowered. They like empower any solar weapons that are nearby, depending on the guardians that are near them. And I don't know. It could be fun as long as all that stuff's really strong. Like you saw the Seeking grenades. The snap was, dialed up to 11. All that stuff. It was cool. It's something different, again. But I don't know.
In a raid setting, I suspect me and most other people who aren't playing the Warlock are still going to look over at the Warlock and be, bitch, turn that shit off and put your will on.
Yes, probably. That's not going to be a lot of single target DPS. I guess who knows how strong the grenades are going to be. What I was going to say is that shit really needs to be dialed up high for that to feel good.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's what they do. And then the Hunter one, I was a little underwhelmed at first. I was like, oh, look, you teleport and spin around. But then you get to do it 3 times. So I was like, all right, good for ad clear once again. That's not going to be a damage super. But I think that sounds like a new Crucible super.
Yeah. So I turned to the Blade Dancer, effectively.
Yeah, I think that could be really interesting, movement, and it gives the Hunter... Like, I've always felt like I haven't been a huge fan... I guess what I'm trying to say is like when I see a Titan doing his like Fist of Havoc and he's like killing 12 people in a rumble, I never ever like felt that way as a hunter. Um, Not very often anyway. You know, we get the spinny stick now; it can deflect bullets, so it kind of gave us a little bit of protection. And then a lot of people said the Void Blade Dancer, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not Blades. It's not, no, but
Blade Night Stalker.
yeah, something
Okay.
like that. I forget the name of the one with the blades. Honestly,
Always used to be really strong, but I
I
never.
haven't used it in so long.
Okay, I've just never ever felt as strong as like it feels like when I'm getting hit by like. Anyway, I thought that one might be really neat because I get 3 different times to go and swipe around, and I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm gonna pull that one in Crucible and give it a shot when it releases because I think it might be fun. As for PVE content, low end PVE content, sure, it'll be fun, but high end stuff, no, probably not. Probably not, because nobody's throwing a fucking blade into the middle of a group of enemies in a GM.
Not gonna throw a blade right at Oryx's forehead in King's Fall.
I mean, I do that. But there's no consequences when you die in a raid. Really. Anyway, so those were the supers. So that was a nice little bonus. Really kind of, I think, shocked the Destiny community a little bit. That we're expecting a new red subclass.
Yeah,
Huh?
indeed. Mm-hmm.
You think it pissed them off? Of course it pissed them off.
Yes.
Everything
Of course,
pisses them off.
everything pisses off the Destiny community. What do you mean?
I actually am not a huge fan of whenever they introduce a new subclass. Right?
All right. Why?
Why? Here's the reason. Beyond Light introduced a new subclass. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Stasis. Stasis was cool. Stasis is fun. Beyond Light fucking sucked. Lightfall. New subclass. What was the biggest problem with the story in Lightfall? The fact that they wove Strand into it so heavily. What happened after that? Lightfall sucked. Okay? What happened in Witch Queen? Nothing new. No new subclass. One of the best stories we've gotten in Destiny 2. On par with Forsaken. On par with that big one from D1. Whatever it was called.
Forsaken?
No, from D1 that everyone
D1.
liked.
Okay. Taken King?
Yeah. So some of the best expansions that we've ever gotten. So Forsaken was one of them. We did get new supers in Forsaken, but we didn't get new subclasses, and we didn't get new. I feel like it takes too much time for the development team to come up and retest all those things. That it really takes away from the story aspects. I might be completely wrong on that, but I'm running on the past and what's happened. I mean, no new subclass, Forsaken, great story. No new subclass.
When we talk about the new aspects here in a minute, yes, we can get back to that point about being able to test this stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, the Warlock one. It's been disabled at least. Anyway, so my point is, I'm just looking at the past. You've got. I love when your dog barks and your avatar goes. It makes me so happy. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just looking at it that way. It's just numbers in my brain. I'm seeing that, so I was like, I'm totally fine with just these new supers, as long if that means you're gonna focus on story, activities, and the patrol zone and the raid, which it's got to be good, right? Anyway, I mean, it's got to be good. There is something I want to talk about the raid in a minute. So that's why I said that, and you asked why, so that's the reason why. Whether I'm right or wrong, it really makes no difference. It's just past experiences have proven that an expansion with a new subclass degrades the content that comes along with it.
All right, that's fair.
So, and there's no we don't know what these episodes are yet. There's no stopping them from adding a new subclass in one of these episodes, right?
That's true.
Who knows? They say they're bigger seasons. Wow. They're mini seasons in a bigger episode. That's how they explained it.
That can't be mini seasons. They're longer time period.
No, but the 6-week periods in between them were mini seasons in a bigger episode. Is how they explained it.
Yeah.
All right. So. All right. Yes. So they talked about new supers. They talked about some new aspects for the final shape, not the ones that we just got.
Yeah.
I don't really remember them. It says stuff here. Storm's Edge. Okay, I remember the Void one. I mean the Titan one. Eat your grenade. Create a shield like the whatchamacallit shield from that exotic. I can't remember.
Or like Wave.
I was thinking of the Titan exotic that makes a shield in front of you, and it gives you orbs when it does damage.
Yeah,
Ursa.
The super.
Oh, is that a super? Is that a full-on super? Okay, Ursa gives you the orbs. Right, my bad.
Yeah, Ursa gives you more energy back, yes.
Ah, that too. Yeah, okay. All right, I get it now. All right, anyway, so that's just a general super. Okay, so they get like a mini super now, but it does a damage shockwave. That's crazy. I didn't really realize that was this. When I was looking at it, I was thinking that was an exotic thing, not a super. So now they just get a mini. They get a mini super.
The Titan exotic glaive puts a bubble, like a mini bubble, in front of you. It'll probably be pretty similar to that, but with the added bonus of you can fire off a blast at the end.
A shockwave at the end. Okay, that was interesting. Then Power of the Arc was the Storm's Edge. What was the Titan or the Hunter thing? It doesn't say here. You remember what the aspect was for the Hunter? What did they do? What did it do?
No.
Fuck. What did it do? I can't remember.
The supers were the more memorable part.
Anyway, and then Warlocks had Song of Flame, which I don't remember what that was. Oh, that was the new Fire Orb instead of the Soul Orb.
Yeah.
Hunters will make Nikola Tesla part of the Power of the Arc through Storm's Edge. What was that? Come on.
Oh, brain. It's where they will, when you do your slide melee, you jump into the air, spinning your staff, and it makes it amplified.
Actually, that was pretty cool. I mean, the animation at least, like, and the fact that you could, it showed them chaining that with a jump. You could jump and jump, and then you can use that to go even higher. So I'm like, let's fucking go, stompies. Sorry, I'm just kidding. We're gonna fly to the sky in Crucible, come back down. Okay, so those were the new aspects for the light subclasses, which we haven't seen in a little bit, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about the subjugators, which was the new enemy, strand and stasis enemies that they wanted to. They said, I actually liked how they explained it because it was either during the actual video or like the afterwards part. It's probably during the video. They asked somebody, how are these any different than the new enemies that we got for Lightfall, which are Tormentors. And he explained it. I liked it. He's like, if a Tormentor is the Kool-Aid Man, then the subjugators are ultimate, like, back of the group tacticians. But I like to think of a Tormentor as a Kool-Aid Man now, and I'd really like to be able to put mods in Destiny and change
Tormentors into the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah. And every time they do that dash towards you, it automatically builds a wall for them to bust through when they come through.
The sound effect is the Tormentor screaming, "Oh
yeah!" That would be incredible. Like, that sounds like the best game I've ever played. Anyway, so that sounds like, I don't know. They're probably going to be super fucking annoying, to be honest. Stasis and Strand, like, enemies that could suspend you and freeze you. Always.
It's pretty brave to put in enemies whose sole job is to take your players out of the action.
Yeah.
Because that's always a bad feeling in games. But, hopefully it works out right and it's at poignant moments and not just littered all over the place. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I always like new enemies, so that's kind of nice. I like it. So it's all good. All right. Okay, so I guess we'll get into episodes. Okay, so they announced a change to the seasonal model, like an official change, not the stuff that they've been like sprinkling recently. Where is they're changing the 4-season year, at least for the first year. They didn't give us any details about. They didn't give us any details about beyond the year after Final Shape. So.
Yeah.
So they're changing from 4 seasons to 3 episodes. Each episode broken up into 6-week increments. Each increment will have, they explain them like mini seasons, so they're not like full on seasons, but each one of them has new story, new weapons, new this, new that, new that, new that. There's a couple of them where the second week 6 and the third week 6 didn't have all the same icons. What, is there a picture of it here? I don't know why they wouldn't put it here. Let me just check this page really quick. Yeah, it's right here. Perfect. So I can bring it up. Okay, so they showed, like, for example, Act 1 is 6 weeks, new quest, new story, new activities, new weapons, artifact mods, pass ranks, pass rewards, new armor. That's a reminder. 200 levels for every season now. Let's go. Each one, or wait, is it 100? Yeah, no, it's 200. They said Act 1 will be 100, Act 2 will be 50, Act 3 will be 50. So now you guys get to level up even more. But then, so that's the first 6 weeks, has that. And then the second 6 weeks has new quests, new story, new activities, new weapons, new artifact mods, new pass ranks, and pass rewards. Okay, they're all the same. I missed these ones up here. Okay, yeah. So Act 2 and then Act 3, that's 6 weeks, and then Act 3 is the same, has all the same stuff, new quests, new story, new activities. So my thinking is they're going to drop like the lot at the beginning of the 6 weeks, so people aren't like as time gated to go through things. Maybe I'm wrong. Yep. Because people are complaining about that. But I'm thinking that's kind of what they're going to do. So here's your quest, story, activities, weapons, blah, blah, blah. Boom, go. 100 levels. 6 weeks after that, they'll be like, okay, so here's some of the time-gated stuff. But here's your new quest, stories, weapons, activities, all that stuff. And then 6 weeks after that, they're doing it again. So they're giving us less seasons overall, but they're giving us less time to wait between newish content. But it definitely can't be as much content as a regular season. Each bracket. That wouldn't make any sense. 6 weeks, that's insane. Anyway, and there will be a new exotic weapon and a new exotic mission that's overall for all this stuff. Whether that's released right at the beginning, which it probably will. Maybe not the exotic mission, it doesn't always release right away, but you get the weapon and the new exotic. So that's the same. So we got from March to June Echoes, we got from July to October Revenant, in November to February is Heresy. So same timelines that we're doing now, just with 3 instead of 4, but with the information or the content being broken up a little differently to hopefully, if it's done right and there's enough content, it'll make it actually feel like there's less of a gap of things not to do. For all you people that like to do the content immediately in the first 2 days, you might have a rough go. If they decide to do bulk drops. I guess I don't know exactly what their plan is there for that. It also said, let's get back up here. Now, one notable thing that they didn't mention was, let me double check here. Yeah. Is right here. Notable. The final shape dungeon key grants access. Okay. So, the final shape base content. Sorry. Let me rephrase. If you purchase the final shape and the annual pass edition, you get all the final shape base content. You get all episodes, Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy. You get 2 dungeon keys, which I think is funny. Did they even mention dungeons on? No, they didn't. They didn't even mention dungeons on their little roadmap. But we'll be getting 2 dungeons, so you can expect. What I'm getting at here is there's no mention of another raid reprisal next year.
Yeah, correct.
So we're probably going to get a dungeon in the first, like, it drops with the final shape, I assume. Oh, no, it says it drops in March. Maybe we will get a raid reprisal.
I think we're still gonna get one more before we're done.
Well, I mean, we need Wrath, right? And then they need to start bringing in,
well,
maybe
so,
start bringing back Destiny 2 raids.
So, Goss, I'm sure, will still get craftable weapons at some point. So that'll be like the reprisal of that. And then we may or may not get back Wrath.
That's pathetic. Anyway,
It doesn't look good for Leviathan in the near term. If anybody, whoever is a fan of that,
me. That's what I want. Give me Leviathan, please, for the love of God. Anyway, so if we look back at that thing again, it says episode 1 Echoes launches in March. So we all know that the final shape launches in February, right at the very end. So we don't know if it's going to follow the same structure that it currently does, where season 1 drops right alongside the expansion. So it may be like here's the final shape, here's a couple weeks until we actually drop that. If that's the case, then I don't know where the dungeons are going to be dropped in there. Obviously, I would say Revenant and Heresy, but it's possible if they drop this a couple weeks after that, they drop one with Echoes, do a reprisal for Revenant, and then another dungeon for Heresy. I guess we'll see.
I would assume that they will slot them in at whatever is like the natural lull in the episode,
Yeah.
to kind of juice that up.
Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so if you pre-order now, you get the Tessellation Exotic Fusion Rifle. Looked okay. I haven't tried it yet. I pre-ordered and I have it, but I haven't shot it yet. So
I have not pre-ordered.
loser. The collector's edition comes with a crazy D1 tower LED light up with sounds and Vanguard Mentor figurines. It's pretty cool, but I'm not gonna buy it. So that's what I got there. So there was a lot of other stuff, obviously, to come with the final shape and the after show and the questions that were coming through it. They asked a lot of things about Season of the Witch as well, and trying to get some information on that. Crucible stuff. I'd recommend going and watching it if you haven't seen it yet. A lot of interesting information in there, whether or not they follow through.
How did you like the showcase and reveal?
I would have liked to have seen more of... Yeah. I was going to say more of the zones we're going to be in. I feel like I didn't get... Like, when they revealed Witch Queen, for example, like, we got, like, an extended look at... the Throne World. When they revealed Lightfall, we got an extended look at Neo Muna. Like, that was everything that they were talking about. Look at Neo Muna. Look how cool and beautiful it is. And here's your strand abilities. They really hopped on the the hype train with that stuff. And it wasn't so much here. And there's probably going to be a lot of quality of life stuff, but I feel like I keep thinking back to Witch Queen, the Witch Queen reveal or showcase, and I feel like they showed us a lot of gameplay system changes, whereas they didn't really talk about any of that stuff. If there was anything coming. Yeah.
I mean, they talked about the LFG and the
I guess the
LFG
LFG
and
doesn't excite me, so
some more about the LFG.
maybe I ignore it because I don't care.
How did you like this showcase compared to past similar events?
I mean, I guess I like the Witch Queen showcase better. It was a really good showcase, though. Hype.
This particular showcase did Bungie's like trailers and showcase videos and Vidocs have always been the thing that has gotten me hyped up for the next content drop. But this one just I don't know if it's that it wasn't the same as other ones or that it was lower quality or that I was already in kind of a rut with Destiny because the last season was kind of by the end of it was like I hadn't played for 3 weeks. But this one just did not grab me. It did not hit the same as prior. If I were to rank all of my Vidocs and showcase experiences, this would be my Curse of Osiris, right on the bottom.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I liked what they had to show us, and I'm excited for the final shape. But I remember coming away from the Lightfall showcase, even though the game ended up sucking, like, I was fucking pumped for Lightfall. Like, I don't know why. That showcase blew my mind. Witch Queen was a great showcase, and it actually delivered on everything that it promised, which was nice. Yeah, I don't know. But I wouldn't necessarily, like, appeal that to the final product. We'll see. There's going to be some trailers that are going to hype the shit out of you. So you just wait for, like, early January, mid-January. They'll probably drop some trailers that are going to be fucking mind-blowing. And your brain's going to melt like somebody poured acid up your nostrils.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's some pre-order stuff. You want to check it out. And the exotic fusion rifle. There's an emote, a ghost, and an emblem. A premium exotic bundle with exotic catalyst and exotic ornament for tessellation, as well as an exotic sparrow. I don't remember that. A secret stash bundle in-game resource delivered at the start of each episode. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I have been getting those this year, too. I always forget about them. But then I go. They're not even at Rahul anymore. They're at that fucking machine. Meet more Amanda Holiday. You want to know something even funnier about it? Is it's still called Rahul's Stash. In-game.
They should have called it the Holiday Terminal, but whatever.
Yeah, losers. Anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about what they said about the raid. Well, it was mainly, we're pretty much going to fight the witness in the raid.
Yep.
That's pretty much all but guaranteed. However, there was an indication of, like, a little bit of talk that there could be something after that.
And that was in leaks as well.
Okay. They didn't say any. Maybe there's something in the leaks, but they didn't say anything other than, you're going to be doing these many stories. We wanted you to have the final showdown in the raid, but also after that, and kind of alluded that it would be people that may not necessarily raid would be able to do this other thing as well. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. Then there's some talk on Twitter about this thing being a 12-man activity, so we'll see if that happens.
That was also in the league, but you gotta take that with a grain of salt, obviously. I think it's an interesting thing, their departure from a model like they had in the Taken King, where, like, at the end of the Taken King storyline, you kill Oryx.
Yeah.
Right. We know he goes to his throne world, and the raid is where you actually put him down for good. But it sounds like you're not even going to get that in the storyline. The storyline is going to leave you with some questions, probably, that want you to go into the raid. And I wonder how that is going to how the community is going to react to that once they realize that's what's going on. Because as much as I like raids and I'm happy to do raids and do day ones and yada yada yada, it's still a small percentage of Destiny players that ever even set foot into those things. So,
idiots, all of you. Raids are the best part of Destiny. Go play raids.
A bunch of people are going to buy the final shape and realize that they have to raid to like get the whole story, and that's when they're going to get mad.
I don't even feel bad. Pay attention. Anyway, so we'll see exactly how it comes out, how it plans, where the end of the story is, where it picks up in the raid, if you feel satisfied at the end of the story or not. And then, you know, the raid people get a little extra boost. And then if there's actually something afterwards, which if it's like some sort of crazy 12-man activity, sure, fine. Absolutely. I'll take that. But if you go from the raid to doing like a fire team, like a regular fire team thing where you actually finish off the witness, I'm gonna be so mad. So stupid. I'll kick someone in that butthole. All right. So enough of that. I think we're pretty much done with the showcase, the final shape. We'll bring you more news on that as we get it here at Shrouded. And we'll talk about it on the stuff. I'm excited about the episodes. It looks like an interesting concept. However, we have no idea what's going to take place after the last episode is complete. So maybe we'll get an announcement at some point that they're going to continue episodes. Maybe we'll get an announcement at some point that they're going to continue the expansions plus episodes. Who knows? Someone knows. Maybe they don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Excited to find out, though. Excited to find out. All right. I'm trying to see if there's anything on the 12 that's worth anything. Not really. There's more witch stuff where you can play old missions now.
All right, we'll go down to the aspects.
Okay, all right.
Oh well, let's talk about the timeline missions. Let's talk about the timeline.
Okay, sure. So you can play. Yeah, I thought this was funny. It's like, so you can play Lightfall. You can play the Beyond Light. Well, obviously you can play Lightfall. I don't know why I said that, but you can play. Can't you still play all of Beyond Light?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you not play it after you beat the campaign? Can you not go back and play it again?
No.
Okay.
There's no story.
Right.
There's no missions to go back to.
All right. I didn't know. Okay. So they've added in the last mission.
Empire hunts. The Empire hunts are there. That's as close as you get, though.
Okay. So they added in the first mission of Forsaken. I don't know which one it is in Beyond Light. I didn't even look because I didn't care. It's probably the first one, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another one. Which was it? Witch Queen? Probably Witch Queen. First mission of Witch Queen. Why'd Shadowkeep get left out?
I mean, Shadowkeep wants to play that.
Somebody might. I don't know.
Well, regardless, I think it's at least good that they're.
If they add them all eventually, it's good. Yeah.
I like that they're introducing like the key mission that sets the story for each of the expansions and then gives. It's my understanding that these also have some exposition in them that kind of try to fill in the gaps for the story for whatever that expansion was, so that new players can understand what's going on. These, however, are not worth doing if you already played that content yourself. So I know a couple of people in Apex that went and ran through these, and they are completely neutered experiences from what you would have gotten playing even just those specific missions.
I don't understand.
Were live.
What is the third one? Is it the Witch Queen? It doesn't make sense because you can play all the Witch Queen stuff. You can go back and play any of the.
I don't remember what they said.
You can go back and play any Witch Queen campaign. You can play any Lightfall campaign mission. Can you? I'm like 90% sure you can.
I mean, the Lightfall missions you can. The Witch Queen missions I think you can as well. I think those are available.
Yeah. So it wouldn't make sense to add that one in. But there's 3 missions in there, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they did add the Shadowkeep one. Alright, hold on. Well, this one says fucking Lightfall, so that doesn't make sense. Featured quest section.
I mean, the point is that they're trying to introduce content from old.
Yeah, but why not just port over the mission? Why neuter it?
Because they're not giving you the whole campaign, right? All of those campaigns require like time in patrol zones, like doing busy work and other stuff going on that wouldn't really do anything for you. So they're giving you some story beats, and then it's my understanding there's some exposition that goes along with that to fill it out.
Just
so the new players have an idea of what's going on.
Give me back Red War. Give me back Forsaken. Give me back Shadowkeep. Let me play all the missions. Bring back all the patrol zones. Stop being fucking stupid, Bungie. Please, for the love of God, give me back my raids. Give me back everything. I don't know why all that stuff's gone. Why? Because you switched to a new engine and had, I don't know. That's what people keep saying. Because I keep saying that we need to port those missions over from 2018 Destiny. That's got to mean it's different.
That means it's probably not compatible with the current engine.
If you switch the engine in the middle of, I don't know, it's probably Witch Queen. There was I remember there being a big download or something. Anyway.
Yep.
Why didn't you upgrade to a better engine? It looks almost the same. Fucking PS4 is keeping us down. PS4s and Xbox 360s. Or Xbox One. Sorry. Sorry. I forget. Anyway, stupid shit. Dog shit.
Yeah, fuck those old consoles.
Yes, get rid of them. Fuck. No one cares. Anyway. I didn't care. I would have played on the old one. Just don't take my content away. You bastards. Whatever. Doesn't matter now.
Okay.
Anyway, I think they should just give us all those old missions. And they should give us the legendary versions of all of them. So we can go back and do them. In legendary mode. Can you imagine? Red War legendary? That'd be fun. That'd be a good time.
I mean, if there was a loot incentive to do it, that would be all about it. But
sometimes I just like to have fun. The loot's not the only thing. You ever play a game and just have fun?
Do I ever play a game
to just
have fun?
Yeah, I play lots of games, lots of shooters. Like I play Call of Duty. Imagine, do you ever just go back and play a campaign mission on a Call of Duty because it was really good? You don't get loot for that shit. So no, you don't. You just never go back and do anything. Well, whatever. Fuck you then.
No. On games that have New Game Plus, certain types of games that are like that, I will go back and do stuff, but there's always a specific reason to go do it, not that I'm just doing it just to do it.
All right, let's get into these new aspects for the season, and I don't know.
All right. Banner of War is the strongest thing they've ever introduced into the game. Weave Walker is the most broken thing they've ever shipped in the game. And Whirling Maelstrom is appropriate to what the power level probably should be.
Oh, okay. So we got fucked.
No.
You said appropriate.
I mean, it's still. All right, listen. All right, let's just go through them. Let's start with the Banner of War.
Sure.
Right. The Banner of War. All right, a Titan gets a melee kill, a charged melee kill, or a sword kill. All right.
Okay.
A banner appears on his back. It starts giving off pulses that heal everybody within 15 meters. All right.
Okay.
It's got a stacking buff that goes up to ×4, and it lasts for 30 seconds. Okay. It can be refreshed by anybody getting kills while they're in the aura, anybody in your team getting kills while they're in the aura. And the more stacks you have, the faster those healing pulses happen. All right, so it's healing you. Also, it's giving you a 40% damage buff to your melee attack, anybody's melee attacks and sword attacks that are in there. And that buff stacks with any of your melee enhancing exotics. So if you've got Syntheseps, there are some people that have reported in some clickbait YouTube videos of with this Banner of War and Syntheseps being able to do like 3,400% more damage with a charged melee. All right. And it lasts for 30 seconds. It can be refreshed indefinitely. It heals you. If you stack this with the sword exotic who I've been using, but now I can't remember the freaking name for it. Anyway, the sword that allows you to block and it doesn't take any energy at all and gives you restoration ×2 on top of everything. You're basically unkillable so long as this is up. I was in I see the chat is talking, but I'm not talking about Lament. I'm talking about the exotic arms. I was in a tier 3 Altar of Summoning earlier today, where I told you that you could just get one shot by everything. I got one sword kill, and I just sat in the middle of all of the enemies shooting at me, screams running up to and exploding on me, and my health wasn't even moving. I could just stand there all day long, right? And if somebody else had the same sword, or had a sword and that same exotic on, and they were sitting in my aura, they would be able to do the same thing, right? If they don't disable this ability for the raid, for Crota, I will be shocked. Stronghold is the exotic. Because just that one ability, you could just face tank the entire first encounter. It doesn't even matter how difficult it is. They could be 40 points over, and you could probably just walk through them. It wouldn't matter. It's like well, if the well moved with you and still gave you giant damage bonuses, right? It's so good. It's so good. And of course it goes to Titans, right? Because Titans get all the good shit the past couple of seasons. All right. If you are a Titan and you don't have this exotic, you are not playing the game right. Put your hammers down. All right. The Bonk Hammer is no longer the way to play a broken PvE Titan. You want a Banner of War on your back and a sword, and that's it. Except no substitutes. That's all. And it works for everybody. And anybody can refresh it as long as they get kills inside the aura. It's so overtuned. It is going to get nerfed. There's no shot this doesn't get nerfed.
All right. I mean, you said it all. All right. I got nothing else to say there.
All right.
I mean, we can talk about Weave Walk. Why we know that's broken. Damage resistance of like 99% and fucking
Weave Walker gives you 90%. Gives you 90% DR in all game modes, including Crucible.
Yeah.
And it spawns a bunch of threadlings around you when you activate it. Okay.
Yes.
It lasts a variable amount of time. It ticks down your melee energy as it's turned on. And so if you have 3 melee charges like Warlocks have in Strand, it can last up to 12 seconds. All right.
Okay.
And it doesn't just go away once one of your melee charges go away. It just starts consuming the next one. So it can last a long time. It basically gives you a free get out of jail card in PvE. If somebody's down, you need to go get them, or you need to escape and not die, whatever. You can do all of that. In PvP, there are not a lot of things that can actually just kill you out of it. You can get hit direct by a Wither Horde, and the Wither Horde will not kill you. It'll run out of ticks of damage before you die. Some supers can't kill you. A Golden Gun can't kill you in one hit. They can be chained together, and with the right aspects, if somebody's chasing you, you can just stop around a corner, hit your rift, and launch 8 threadlings at the person chasing you. And if you still have melee charge left, you can just turn the thing back on and run away again. But probably the worst part is while you're invincible, and I don't know why they allowed this, you can still cap zones in control. You can go invincible and then pick up the rift in rift, and because of the 3 melee charges, there's no map on the game that you're too far away to be able to grab the rift and score all in the same action. Like there's no map where the place to dunk is too far away. And then you can still pick up Arc Souls or No Time to Explain buddies or any of that stuff while you're in invincible mode. And so you can be invincible with Arc buddies, run into enemies who cannot kill you while the Arc buddy auto targets and shoots them all to death.
That's awesome.
It's so broken. I was talking to somebody earlier today about this. Like, I don't mind abilities in PvP that are escape abilities that give you invincibility. All right, I played Overwatch for a long time, and there's a lot of those abilities in that game. Yeah. Reaper can go invisible, or can go invincible and shadow step away. Right? He can't put a turret on himself and kill you while that's going on, and there's not 6 of him on the other team. Right? So. Yeah. Whoever tested this shit for PvP didn't actually test it. No. Whoever the QA guy was who was supposed to look at that failed at their job.
Yeah. Holy moly. Sounds fun though. At least they disabled it for trials.
Yeah, it's disabled for everybody right now. It's disabled.
Well, that's what period. I meant. Yeah. They did it just as trials launched.
So what I was hearing from some people that play comp is they would come up against these 3 stacks where 2 people would hang back and 1 person would go forward to try to bait people in. And if it got too hairy, they would just one after another fade away to nothing. And if your team pushed them, they would all launch. All of a sudden, a cavalcade of 36 threadlings would come around the corner and just fucking devour you.
That sounds awesome.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to put a stack together to do that in trials this weekend because
it would have been fun.
Can't beat them. You gotta join them.
Yep.
Anyway, and then there's Whirling Maelstrom. Have you tried this yet?
No, I haven't gotten Neomuna to pick it up. So, hold on. What is this? So, the aspect destroying tangles turns them into a whirling mess of strands that seek out and damage nearby enemies. You know, I don't use Strand that much, to be completely frank, but yeah, it's all good.
All right, so this opens up a whole new play style for Strand Hunters. You don't have to be the guy that's just doing ensnaring slams all the time. All right?
That's nice.
You get the tangle, you get it in place, you activate this aspect, and it just becomes a whirling dervish that's going to whirl around and kill ads that it can find. And it also shoots off the unraveling rounds as it's doing that.
Yeah.
But with the right aspects, those kills will create more tangles that you can then activate this ability on, right? So you can keep it going. If there's enough ads, you can keep it going basically forever, and you can get multiple of them out on the field. But also, now that we have Tessellation available, if you use it, since Tessellation matches its energy type to your subclass, you can now run triple strand, and you can have a full loadout that's all unraveling, right? And creating more tangles and just keeping this whole thing going.
Right.
I think this is, even though this is not broken like the other ones, I don't think this is bad by any means. People have been shitting on it because it's not as stupid as
because it's not broken like the other ones.
But yeah. I still think this is very good, and the play style that you can do with this, especially if you combine it with Foe Tracer right now, because Foe Tracer can add a 25% damage boost to all of that.
Ooh.
It's going to be one of my go-to loadouts for my hunter for this season when I play them in PvE for sure.
All right. Good stuff. Wonk wonk. All right. So, I guess we didn't mention earlier, world's first 48 hours again. FYI. Oh, they did mention it in here. Yeah, that's funny. But we already talked about it. What are these new emblems for? Oh, movie of the week and art of the week. Okay, cool.
Oh, that second one, you can earn this by tagging player-made videos with that Destiny 2 movie of the week and stuff. So
Okay. What's this cat one?
Fashion Emblem.
How's latest fashion emblem? Those.
They're gonna do another one of those fashion things like they did for Season of the Deep.
Oh, bro, I want my cat. I want a cat emblem.
You need to scroll up to the top of the known issues because loadouts are still broken. Cannot access.
Loadouts are broken. They put out a tweet earlier saying they hope they have a fix out next week for that. But what do they say? Does it say in here loadouts being locked down?
The loadouts will not pull equipment from your vault once they're fixed in the short term. Which is not really a problem.
It shouldn't be a problem anyway. Just make sure you have what you want.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't use loadouts a lot because I don't know. I'm not that type of player. So it's not really bothering me. I usually have all the weapons I need in my inventory and I just like quick through them. Now it's nice when you want to switch to an exotic pretty quickly, like with different weapons and an exotic armor. Like that take time to do all that manually, but
I saved all of my Destiny loadouts in DIM as DIM loadouts because there's a functionality to just import them as DIM loadouts. So nice. I still have them all. You can't obviously load that in the middle of an activity, like have it equip all of it for you, but you can still get your gear. So
okay,
it's fine.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so loadouts are disabled. They might fix it next week before the stream. We'll find out. There's a lot of known issues here. Holy fucking Christ.
Well, listen, the ones that are important is that the Grandmaster Nightfall tooltip in the game says they open on June 13th, which, is in the past.
Yeah.
But it's actually September 12th.
Yeah.
So it's in a week or 2 weeks. And a lot of people are mad about this phosphorescent shader thing.
I read about that because it looks black when you actually click it, but
yes, it's all black.
Somebody on the Destiny team just they reiterated earlier. They said that's not what this is. You're just when you click it, you're removing all the colors from your armor, and that's what they look like by default.
Yep.
It's not actually a black shader. And then
which apparently people want as a shader.
Well, yeah, lots of people have been talking about a black shader forever. There was that one that came out recently that was black with a little bit of orange, depending on what armor you're wearing. And people fucking lost their minds over it, which is funny since it's that shrouded color. So that's our shader. Fucking dorks. All right, hold on. Do I have a display? I don't have a display thing on here. All right, hold on a second. Chat. Display capture. Hold on. Shit. There's animals. I got to bring them up, but I didn't set this shit up. Well, you know what? I can just go to our multiple camera thing. Look at all the art. Chat. What is this shit? What's the face? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I missed it. Okay. What's this face on the top of his head? Looking down at him. He's angry. I don't know. I like that. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to click these and share them. These are our hippie animals. Thanks again, hippie, for being a cool person and not being losers like the other people that write these and don't put animal pictures in. Dorks. Aren't they cute? Cute animals. I like animals, man. That's a nice photo, too. Somebody got their depth of field right. Anyway, let's switch back. That's enough. All right. Well, we could probably talk about a bunch more stuff today, but there's a lot of Destiny news this week.
Yep. I think we mostly covered all of the important points.
I think we covered the important points. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. All right. So, cool. I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
You got anything you want to plug?
What is going on? I'll be streaming on Sunday, getting ready for the October event. So if people want to come out and watch me mull over and second guess myself regarding the Halloween event, you can hit me up at twitch.tv/Mr_Wrecked. I'll probably be playing some Armored Core Rubicon off and on.
Ooh, I might check
Streaming
that
some
out,
of that
actually.
stuff
See if I want it.
as well. But I think that is it for the moment.
Cool. All right. For me, I'll do a couple shoutouts, I guess. Catastrophe streams tomorrow. Community streams on Tuesday. Don't miss it. It's a new season. We got to hit them hard. Got to show people are live. And also we'll be, giving away Final Shape. Which reminds me, if you haven't read the description of this video, when it goes live, somebody won the Final Shape below. Check it out. Was it you? Maybe, if you bought a ticket. I should rephrase for anybody who watches the stream and thinks I'm running a paid raffle. That's not the case. These are loyalty points. They're free to earn. It's not a gambling thing. I promise. I'll put my hands up. Anyway. Yeah. Somebody won the Final Shape below, so check that out. We gotta end up having a Player of the Month stream at some point, maybe next Saturday. That's gotta be it, right? Well, no, the stream, the raid. Fuck, I don't know. Sometime, Christ, these
Impromptu tomorrow.
Well, no. Sometime maybe. I don't know. Yeah, impromptu tomorrow during the Catastrophe stream. I think I've done a Player of the Week stream during the Catastrophe stream once. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, and other than that, raid. Day one raid chat. It's open. If you want a day one raid team, go find some people. And then once again, we will be streaming our day one raid attempt. Hopefully, I haven't officially been accepted into the Twitch Rivals yet, but I'm just waiting for the confirmation of that. There's no reason they would deny me. And if that's the case and we're implemented into that, then you'll earn a reward for watching us. So make sure you watch us and not some loser like I don't know, whoever gets first place. Whoever got first place last time. I don't even remember their name. They're so irrelevant. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I don't. Though. Paint bucket or some shit like that? Was the word paint in their name? I don't know.
Something like that.
Oh, Salt talked back to me on Twitter again today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I replied to, he put out a tweet about it there, complaining about well again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wrote stop. And then like 2 days later, or like a day later or 2 days later, it was today, but this went out like 2 days ago. I can't remember. He just said, no thanks. That's like, God damn it. Stop trying to get well nerfed. Nobody cares. I mean, I don't care. I like well. He's probably trying to get it nerfed because it's too strong for what, like, the type of players they are. But that's, like, less than the 1%. Stop being a dickhole. So let us play the game and have fun. I want to be super strong. I want to kick the shit out of everything. I don't want to struggle doing anything. Ever. All right. This is my opinion. Okay, so that's all. That's all the stories we have about Destiny and the gaming world this week. Thanks so much for tuning in to This Week of Shrouded, episode 30. That's right, 30 weeks of this shit. I'm your host, Agreener. This right here is Mister Wrecked. And that's it for us tonight. Thanks for coming.
Bye.